What's up, everyone? Welcome to the very first episode of Titan Talk. Today's episode is not going to be live. I'm recording this before I release it. If you guys are interested, I do have a Twitch channel, but generally they'll be released on this channel, Tizen, right here. So make sure you guys subscribe. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's today's episode of Titan Talk. Today, I talk about Chapter 135 of Attack on Titan. When it is supposed to come out, anything that we've got. I'm also going to be talking about like a bunch of stuff relating to, the new season that's coming out. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. All right, we're at 978 subscribers. I've been keeping an eye on this, guys. So whenever this podcast comes out, you guys will know because, you'll see it. But if you guys are subscribed, you guys will know when I reach 1,000 subscribers. It's going to be a big event. Big surprise video. Today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff Attack on Titan related. I've got a lot to talk about. What I want to start with is probably pulling up some information about the new chapter, seeing if any leaks have come out yet. So let's see here. Attack on Titan, right? You just kind of search it up. There's going to be a bunch of different websites. Some of them have stuff, some of them don't. There's a couple websites here. I don't know. I don't really like looking on a lot of these websites. Usually Reddit has a lot of good stuff when it comes to leaks beforehand. For example, like Titanfolk will have a lot of stuff. Generally, the regular Attack on Titan, the Shingeki no Kyojin subreddit doesn't do a very good job. At all. They're not very good, but Titanfolk is really generally where it's at. It's a really good subreddit. Even though I don't really use Reddit. I don't really use it anymore. After the whole, I don't know, they turned their app like dark and they don't do anything right anymore. The whole thing, I just don't like Reddit. I hate Reddit. I could turn this into a Reddit rambling video podcast, but I'd rather not. I'll leave it at that. I just don't use Reddit. I just think they're full of themselves. People that, are always on Reddit. I just think that they're full of themselves and that they, care too much about Reddit, basically. It's finally a nice day out, guys. So, guys, today I want to explain to you guys, Titan Talk is more of just a laid-back podcast. It's not going to be something that's like crazy, in-depth about Attack on Titan. Obviously, we're going to be talking about it, so it's a good podcast if you're just kind of, sitting back, relaxing, maybe some background music, just some background sound, some audio. Hopefully we can get some guests on pretty soon, and we'll have a topic to talk about. We'll interview people. We'll do some really good stuff, and it'll be based around Attack on Titan, but we'll base it around my life as well, just a little bit. So I'm recording this on Wednesday. It's December 2nd right now. It's a pretty nice day out. It was a little cloudy earlier, but the sun just came out. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's going to start getting dark pretty soon. It gets dark so early here now. I hate it. It's the worst. I don't know if you guys live in an area. I don't know if you guys live in areas where it's dark, but oh my gosh, it gets dark so early. It's the worst thing ever. I want to move so bad. I want to move down south where it's nice and warm. And there's tornadoes. That's a downside. I don't know. I've been in a couple tornadoes before. Specifically earlier this summer, I was in a tornado. If you guys remember that, I recorded part of it, but there was more to it that I didn't get a chance to record because if I had pulled my phone out of my pocket, it would have gotten blown out of my hand. It was pretty extreme. But if you guys check out my second channel, it's called Tizen Vlogs. There's a whole series on there called Road Trip 2020. Well, anyway, when we made it to Jackson, Tennessee, about 20 minutes after we got there, the tornado siren started going off. And remember, we went downstairs and we're like, hey, is this a drill? And the lady at the front counter started laughing and she's like, we don't do drills. And I just oh my God, I remember just looking outside and you could kind of see the sun a little bit because the sun was a little bit lower in the sky, but there were still clouds above us. So it was like one of those weird days where it was like cloudy, but still sunny at the same time. And it was oh my gosh, there were like branches flying around outside the hotel front door. And I remember asking, I was like, so do you guys have like a basement or like a shelter that we can all go to if like the tornado's coming this way? And she was like, no, not really. You're just supposed to stay away from the windows and just get inside the building. And I was like, oh, cool. So there's no like basement. There's no like any protective walls or anything. She's like, no. I was like, you guys go through this a lot, don't you? She said, yeah, but that was pretty crazy. We actually ended up going outside. We could see a bit of the tornado. It was pretty far away. It was probably about 10 miles away, which is not that far away in tornado standards, but it was the first tornado that we'd ever seen in real life. I mean, we're from up north where there aren't any tornadoes, and like there are none. But we went down there, and 20 minutes later, there's one right there. I remember we went to Buffalo Wild Wings afterwards, and we sat outside on the patio, and it had only been about half an hour since the tornado sirens were going off, and we just thought to ourselves, like, are you kidding me? These people, they just live their lives with the tornadoes all around them. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. That was kind of a freaky day, if I'm being honest with you guys. That was super freaky. But dinner was good that night, and we went home or went back to the hotel room, and we put on local news. We lost power at one point too, but we put on the local news, and they were like, guys, we've never seen anything like this before. This is probably the worst tornado we've ever seen ever. There's like the whole state was glowing red or something on the screen. We were freaking out. And then the power went out. And then finally, about half an hour later, the power turns back on, and they're like, all right, guys, so it's gone. It never even came near us. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, it was about like 15 miles north of us and stayed up there. It never came down close to the city that we were staying in. But my gosh, these people, like, they take the tornado so seriously when they're happening, but when they're not, they're like, yeah, that's just how it works. That's just how it works around here. But yeah. All right, so let's see here. Did I find anything about Attack on Titan chapter 135? No, not really. I don't think there's anything out yet for it, if I'm being honest. However, the season 4 Attack on Titan apparently is coming out the 6th. I was talking to one of my patrons, Danimals. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. My man, Danimal. Danimals, yep, right here. He was telling me how the season is supposed to come out on the 6th, and I didn't realize that at first. I thought it was supposed to come because I just made a season 4 release date too. But I didn't really get any. I didn't do it right. So, Now I'm assuming on Crunchyroll it's going to take a little bit. Oh, what's going on here? If you Google Attack on Titan season 4 release date, I'm getting December 11th, but I don't know if that's right. That's on. Oh wait, hold on. That's premiere on Netflix. Nah, that's not right. I don't want Netflix. Come on. Maybe the Wikipedia. Let's see here. It says, yeah, I guess here on the Wikipedia it says December 7th, which would make it on NHK on December 7th. That would make it December 6th here. Yeah. Then how come I remember seeing the 8th somewhere? I don't really know. I'm not too sure. The first episode is called The Other Side of the Ocean. It's going to be really exciting. I heard rumors. I don't know if they're true or not. Don't forget, guys, I'm recording this on Wednesday the 2nd. That, who was it? Red Swan is coming back for the intro, or was that the name of the song? Let me just look this up real quick. No, sorry. Who was the guys that did Red Swan? Oh my gosh. I don't remember the name of the band actually right now. That's so weird. Yeah. Well, anyway, I heard that those guys are coming back to. I heard that those guys are coming back to do the intro. I'm not sure yet because the intro hasn't come out yet. There's a bunch of fan-made openings, but there's nothing official yet. So yeah, that's, let's see here. So chapter 135, I actually read a comment the other day that said chapter 135 might be the last chapter. That would be a bit sad if I'm being honest, because I don't think that would work out though, because I think just last chapter Isayama said 2% maybe. Did he say 2%? 2.5%? Something like that. But at 130, he said 5%, which would put it at 136. And if there's 2% at 134, then that would put it at potentially 136 or 137. I think that maybe there could only be maybe, 2 or 3 more chapters left until it's the end, or at least until the ending. The actual action is most definitely going to end before the rest of the series sort of concludes, because we have a lot going on, right? We have the rumbling, we have all the characters, and we also have just everyone's lives. We have the world itself. And so if the story ends, like, let's just hypothetically, if Eren were to die in the next, I don't know, in this coming up battle, how would Attack on Titan end? Would it end with his death, or would it and then just ignore everything else? Like, would the story just end when Eren dies, or would they have to recap, or would they have to do some sort of epilogue where they show, like, this is what Mikasa does, this is what Armin does, or not even that? Do they even wrap it up? Like, do they show, like, is this how everyone lives, or do they just kind of accept the fact that everyone dies and Eren now is dead, and now there's just still Titans floating around, and then does Eldia get killed again? I mean, there's so many different possibilities, and I feel like they have to show a conclusion, or else, I mean, like, for example, let's look at Death Note, right? So Death Note, if you guys don't know, spoilers, skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to hear the ending of Death Note. Death Note ends with, obviously, the death of Light Yagami. He is killed by the other police officers that, trusted him on the team, and he bleeds out and finally dies when Ryuk writes his name in his own Death Note, like he said he would at the beginning of the show. However, in that show, the sort of ending is a little bit more wrapped up, where you notice how, like, there's no more humans left with Death Notes, and there's really the story is concluded. There's no way for that story to continue unless, let's say, Ryuk drops another Death Note. But then that's a whole nother thing, right? I mean, that's a whole nother story. That's just totally different. That's not like Attack on Titan, right? Attack on Titan, if Eren dies, we would need to know, like, for example, like, if Titans are still around. I mean, the Titans are basically like the Death Notes of the Death Note series, the actual notebooks themselves, right? As long as humans have it, the story is going to continue. At least this story, the story of Attack on Titan is going to continue. And so if Isayama wants to end it, I feel like that's why I've been saying, I feel like if Isayama ends the story, he has to end it with the end of all Titans. Titans have to disappear from the world in order for the story to actually end properly, or else the story is just going to continue and there's never going to be an end. There really is never going to be an end. And in which case, the Isayama would just have to say, all right, guys, I'm done. Use your imagination to find out what happens next, which would be dumb, because, the story is following Eren, but I mean, if Eren dies, that just means the story has to end. I mean, what happens after Eren dies, right? I mean, we're so invested in the world at this point that it's like, well, if Armin is the narrator, do we find out what happens after Armin? I mean, Armin has the Colossal Titan. Does that mean he has to die because he's going to die from the Curse of Ymir? But does that mean he has to die from the Titans? Does that mean he has to die in this story? And so, all of those things, really make it confusing on how he's going to end the story, Isayama, because I don't really know how he's going to end the story. It's, a bit confusing. And that's what I always say in a lot of my prediction videos. I mention how it's so impossible to make predictions for this series, just because, you can predict one thing based on what happened in the previous chapter, or based on foreshadows. Like, for example, Annie killing Eren, for example, would be a foreshadow. But that doesn't mean that's going to happen, right? And also, how would it happen? Also, whatever happened to the weapon in the fort that could kill the Founding Titan? I mean, did Eren make it to the fort? Where is the fort? What are they doing there? And is Eren there, is the question. I mean, I thought Eren was at the edge of some cliff, but I'm assuming that the fort is nearby as well. And so if that's the case, then, how much of the world is left? Did Eren go straight to the fort? What is in the fort? Is the weapon there? Who else is still alive? And can they stop him? If the scouts are all there trying to stop Eren, whatever happened to that anti-Founding Titan weapon that they had in the fort? Can they still use it? Are they just trying to delay Eren from getting there so they can set the weapon up and use it? I mean, all these things, you can never really make a full prediction for it, just because, well, I mean, it's just impossible because there's so many factors. And on top of that, Isayama tends to throw in random things in the story. I remember they were leaving the island or something, and then I thought to myself, well, like, how are they gonna stop Eren or anything like that, right? And then, well, there's a plane now. It's like, okay, great. So now we have a plane, or another country decided to come and make a treaty with Paradis, right? Kiyomi and the Asian people, the Asian clan. Who could have predicted that, right? I mean, it comes out of nowhere, it comes out of left field, and you never can predict that. Like how about this? I'll make a prediction for Attack on Titan based on absolutely no evidence at all. I think that a 10th Titan power is going to show up, and that nobody ever knew it existed, and that Eren is going to fuse with it and become a super mega giant god, but then Armin is going to turn into a Colossal Titan, and then they're going to fight. And then some fairy princess is going to show up, and that everyone knew about, but the Isayama just never really wrote about it. And she's going to save the day. She's going to make Eren good again. And then she's going to turn back time and make everyone remember everything so it never happens again. But also make Eren and Mikasa back to normal under the tree so they're happy again with a family. Do you guys get what I'm saying? This is how you make predictions for Attack on Titan. You don't. It's impossible. Because guess what? That could happen. I mean, there is a chance that what I just said could happen. Do we have any evidence of that? No. But have we had any evidence for any of the predictions that have come out besides, like, I don't know, Sasha dying, right? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just sometimes I just get down on myself about this show because you make predictions for a living for this show and you're just never right. And that's just how it is. But you know what? People want to know what they don't know. And so here I am trying to explain the show to you guys so it makes sense, because I get the show. I mean, I get it, right? It's really well constructed. The world itself is really cool. But what I absolutely hate about it is that we don't know anything about it until it shows up. We're left, as the viewers, we're left at such a mystery. We're left with no sort of information at all. All we get is what Eren sees, or at least what some of the scouts see. Whatever point of view that we're watching it from, whether it's Eren or the scouts or Levi or whatever, that's all we get. We don't actually find out everything. We're not like omnipotent, we're not omnipresent. We don't see everything. We don't know everything. We don't know what's in everyone's heads. We don't know the real intentions of people. And that's partly in part to build suspense to the story. Like, if we knew what Armin's plans were right now, we would be able to tell, like, oh yeah, that'll work or that won't work. And we'd at least know what it is. Part of the story is that we don't know what it is, and that it's some sort of mystery, and that we're going to be able to find out, suspense, right? It's all about the suspense, which I understand, but it's kind of dumb. I don't really like it as much. I wish that we just were kind of being fed the information, right? I think that would be a lot easier. Or, for example, if we just sort of had access to the story itself and we sort of played it out like that. I mean, look at, like, for example, the real world, right? The way the world works, like politics. Let's look at world politics, not like any specific country. Let's look at world politics and how it works, right? I mean, you get one country leader that is talking to another country leader about some issue, and it doesn't really matter what the issue is. But the point is that, the world leaders can look at the world and say they see what's going on, right? We look at the world and we don't know what's going on. Like, we look at Attack on Titan and we want to know more information about it. And that's kind of how I view it, I really enjoy learning about the story, but the thing is, though, learning about it is difficult because we only are given so much information. But obviously, that doesn't change how awesome Attack on Titan is. And, that being said, there's so many things that we can still look at, about the story. You can go back and look at all this information, right? I mean, if we only ever looked at the most recent chapter, you would never really be able to figure out what happens next. I mean, there's so much, foreshadowing, I guess you could say, like with the whole anti-Founding Titan weapon at the fort, that you would forget about a small detail like that, right? I mean, there was maybe one line in the entire story about it, But that was back in like chapter 132 or 31 or something like that. It's already chapter 135. And, if you only keep looking back at the most recent chapter, or even just the main points, right? I mean, obviously you have to look at the rest of the story, but you have to really look in depth at the entire story to figure out or remember what's going on. There really is a lot going on, and it's important to remember all those things. And so, to have somebody, for example, to have a YouTuber such as myself like that makes videos where I put all of that information together. So instead of you doing all the research, trying to figure out instead of you guys doing all the research yourself and try to figure out what's going on and how to connect it all, you guys can come to a YouTube channel like mine, and where you can watch a video about a topic, and I'll bring up as many points as I can about it. And even if I don't, I mean, the comments generally will be a whole pool full of information about things that people have thought about that I want to include on. And so that's what I really like about it. And that's also why I really enjoy doing YouTube, because I love the sense of like a community, right? Being able to grow a community and have a group of people around that, we can talk about different things that we just all enjoy, and just all of those things combined, right? Keeping the community feel, all of that, just, friends and all that. It's all really fun. I know a lot of YouTubers are like, I do it for you guys. I do it for you. No. If you hear a YouTuber say, I do it for you guys, that means I'm doing it for money. Obviously, YouTube is a great way to make money if you know how to do it. Otherwise, it's really not a great way to make money. I mean, you put so much time and effort into this. I've been making YouTube videos since I was probably 10 years old now. So, I'm 20 now. I'm almost 21. That means I've been making videos for almost 10 years, actually, as of this month, I believe. And so, I mean, it's absolutely insane. And you know how much money I've made from that? Hardly any. I did make some money with Missing Weekly, my old YouTube channel, around $1,500 or $1,600. But I mean, that channel got removed, and I spent that money on stuff to help. I spent that money on stuff to help like my YouTube, right? I bought like a monitor, I bought a desk and a microphone and camera and all that stuff, right? But that stuff went by pretty quick, right? I mean, the desk alone was I think $300 or $400. The chair, I bought a chair for $200, a monitor for $400. I mean, that stuff goes by quickly. And when it comes to all that, you don't have much left over to save, especially if you're paying rent or if you have other bills that you need to pay, car payments, whatever. If you are living in a house, your mortgage, which will probably be more than rent. But all that, I mean, if you don't want any money at all, you could still do YouTube, but basically all I'm saying is there's a balance, right? And first of all, I don't view it as a way to just make money. And I also don't just view it as, oh, I love the fans so much, I do it for you guys. I really enjoy doing YouTube, but mainly because, like I said, I like the idea of a community, right? I'm not generally the type of person to follow the rules, right? I tend to break a lot of rules. I got in trouble as a kid often. And like, for example, in middle school, when I was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I mean, I would have detention a lot. When I was in high school, I sort of decided to just not make too much trouble. So I kind of just laid back and didn't really get in much trouble in high school. There were a couple times that I couldn't really hold back myself. I'd say something or, whatever, and get a detention or whatever. But middle school, I mean, I was wild. That was a crazy time. And now part of that is just because I hate rules, right? I mean, I hate rules. Any rules, I don't like them, right? I mean, I'm very against rules. And so I see it as like, well, if I have to follow the rules, if I'm all these places, if I'm at school, if I'm at work, if I'm at home, if I have to follow the rules, why don't I just make my own, right? Like, I can't do that unless it's my own place, right? So that's why, I have a Discord server. And on my Discord server, I remember when I created it, I said, you know what? There's no rules. The one rule is that there are no rules. You guys can do whatever you want on the Discord server. The only exception to that rule is something that would get the Discord server deleted from Discord itself. And there are some rules from Discord that say like you can't post like, I don't even know. I mean, I guess somebody could report the server, right, for some sort of abuse or harassment or something inappropriate or anything like that. And generally I will try to like talk to you guys and say like, listen, I understand, right? But obviously nobody's come on the server wanting to do that, which is totally fine. Like I'm glad that nobody's come on the server wanting to do that. You know, I'm sort of like Aaron in that sense. Like if you want to do something, just do it, right? Like nobody should stop you. But what I'm glad is that nobody's wanted to do that. So I haven't had to deal with that yet. But like other than that, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want on the Discord server. It's not like one of those servers where you join and then you have to read like 6 pages of rules, click accept, and then like you have a quiz on the rules. It's like, dude, come on. I'm just here to have fun. Why can't I just do whatever I want? Like, I don't know. Like I have different channels for different things on my Discord server. Like I have a general chat. I've got Attack on Titan. If you post Attack on Titan in general, the mods might say like, hey, don't like, you shouldn't do that. But like, honestly, like it doesn't really matter. Nobody really cares. You know, you're here because, you know, we all like Attack on Titan. I mean, that's pretty much the basics. You know, I've got a meme chat and people are like, oh, don't post memes outside of the meme chat. And then they're like, why not? And then, you know, the mods are like, well, hold on, let me get Tizen. And then I show up and I'm like, dude, I don't really care. Just do whatever you want, right? I mean, stop arguing over it. Like, Jesus Christ. And so, I mean, a YouTube channel is like my way of doing that, right? I can grow a community of guys and girls, obviously. But what I mean by guys is just like a group of people. Like I can grow a YouTube channel to have a whole group of people, and I can sort of help all of them understand what it is to be in a community that really just is meant for everyone, right? Something that you can just be able to do what you want. You can enjoy everything, you know. In Aaron's words, you could be free, right? And that's what I really like about it. A lot of YouTubers are not like that. A lot of YouTubers, you know, have their ways and they are set in their ways and they don't like it when other people do different things. I'm a bit different when it comes to that, you know. You guys, I don't like rules. And so when it comes to that, YouTube, no rules. Don't like rules here. You should be able to do whatever you want. How long in are we? We're half an hour in. 20-something minutes. This is super cool. Well, anyway, guys, you guys are watching Titan Talk live. I'm going to be taking a quick little intermission. Yeah, I'll be back in probably like 5 seconds because I'm just going to pause it real quick. You guys like Kit Kats? Kit Kats are one of my favorite candies. We got some leftover Halloween candy still, even though it's December. You guys like mukbangs? You guys like ASMR? Hold on, I got you guys. Hold on. Ready? Ready? Here we go. How was that? Did I freak you guys out, or do you guys enjoy that? Huh? That's what I'm curious about. You guys want to see more Tizen Missing Weekly ASMR on the ASMR channel? Hold on, I got some. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh. I just had a cup of hot chocolate next to me, and it was in a mug with a lid, and I forgot how old it was. Oh, that's disgusting. It smells so bad. Ugh. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to have a YouTube community, and the only reason I want a YouTube community is so I can have a community that would just make memes about each other and ourselves. Like, I don't see any memes about myself, you know? It's a bit sad. I'm sure I'll get there at some point. That's all I'm looking for. I need Discord server memes. That's where you can post them, guys. Contest. Discord server memes. They have to be relating to me. Either Tizen or Missing Weekly. And they can be about anything, I suppose. Don't dox me, though. That doesn't count. That is a rule. No doxing. And, yeah. Winner wins. Winner will win a $100 wine voucher. How about that? I was buying car parts the other day and I got a $100 wine voucher. You have to spend $150 to get it, but you can get $100 off. So that's pretty good if you guys drink wine. I don't know if any of you guys do. You guys might be a little too young for that. I am too. I am only 20. So that's why I'm giving it away. Also, I'm probably not giving that away. That's a pretty bad present. That's a pretty bad gift for a giveaway, wouldn't you guys say so? Oh, imagine explaining it to like your parents or something like, oh, hey mom, I need, or I guess you wouldn't talk to your mom about it, but maybe like if you're at like dinner, oh yeah, so I was watching this YouTuber today. His new podcast just came out, and he said that if we make a meme about him, we will be entered to win a giveaway. Oh, that's great. That's great, honey. What do you win are you going to win? What are you going to win? I'm going to get a $100 wine voucher. And oh God, that's not the gift. That's not the giveaway thing, guys. I've vetoed that. Never mind. That's a horrible idea. I'll figure it out later, but start making memes in the meantime anyway. I'll add them to the catalog, and whoever wins will win big. They will win big. You got to play to win, guys. Play to win, all right? This is starting to sound like an ad for the lottery, guys. Do not play the lottery unless you are a responsible adult that can make those decisions. The lottery is a tax on stupid people, if I may say so myself. And that comes from somebody who wants that often buys scratch tickets because they're fun. So guys, don't gamble, and don't pay for the lottery. I mean, I guess. Let's turn this into life advice with Tyson. How about that? All right. So, oh, honey, what did you do today? Oh, mom, I just watched a anime YouTuber podcast talk to me who's 20 years old. Talk to me about life advice. Also, he's from America. Oh wow, that's great. That's super cool. I'm so glad that you're taking life advice from a kid over in America. Unless you guys are in America. Over me, your own mother. Oh yeah, mom, come on, gosh. This podcast is going downhill fast, isn't it, guys? click like. Okay. Do we have anything else to talk about today? I'd like for it to be closer to an hour, but I'm drawing a blank right now. I've already made so many Attack on Titan videos this month. What else do I have to talk about? Let me check my Discord server real quick. Well, we already have the You Are Free. We talked about You Are Free. Spoilers. I think I talked about that this morning. I think this is going to go up Friday, if I'm being honest. Friday afternoon. What should I title it? Titan Talk Podcast, Episode 1, Chapter 135. Predictions. Something, I don't know. Don't forget, guys, it's Wednesday for me right now, so if leaks have come out by the time this is out, I'm super sorry. This is just, you guys are watching this for entertainment value. Let's talk a little bit about it, though. Let's talk a little bit about this. So when is the next Titan Talk going to come out? Episode 2? I don't know yet. Probably, maybe next week. Yeah, maybe next week. I'll review Chapter 135. That sounds pretty good. I like the idea of that. Let me try that. You guys have to join my Discord server, though, so make sure you do that. That's the best part. Anyway, what else is there to talk about? Not too sure. This is sort of like an introductory episode. So maybe I'll do some podcasts on different topics as well. Maybe some podcasts I'll be playing games. Who knows? Maybe I'll do one on botany. I like plants. I got a little bamboo next to me. I also got a nice little jade plant right up above my head. It's up on my speaker system, stereo system, up in my room. Looks pretty cool. I like some plants, right? I've got some bamboo out in my back garden that I'm growing. I've got some jade plants. I've got some of those little umbrella trees. I really like those. But I also am working on cars, right? I mean, if you guys are following my second channel, you guys will know I have my Mustang that I'm working on. We're going to be coyote swapping that very soon. It's a huge 5-liter V8 engine making 410 horsepower. That's like a lot if you guys didn't know. Right now, my Mustang only makes 290 to 300 horsepower to the wheel, I should say. Mild bolt-ons, nothing crazy, but we're doing crazy stuff with it, guys. So stay tuned. Have we made it past 35 minutes? I think we have. Okay, that's good enough then for today. That's good enough for episode 1. If you guys liked episode 1, please comment down below telling me what you guys thought about it. I really want to know if you guys liked it or if you guys thought it was boring or what. If you guys made it this far. If you are currently just having this on in the background, we are officially done with today's episode. Just letting you guys know. That's a little way to tell you guys to come back and pause it. Or to go to the next episode if it's out already. Yeah, that's the other thing. If episode 2's out already, I mean, check it out. That should be next week. But yeah, so anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for listening and for tuning in today. Hopefully I can do some of these live. That would be a lot of fun. I need an editor, though. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. All those YouTuber things, yeah. And stay tuned, because this weekend is going to probably have leaks and the actual release of the chapter. And next week, we're going back 5 days a week, every single day. Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's how the week works. Yep. Uploads 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. Thank you, guys. And I will see you guys later. Probably Monday. Unless the chapter comes out over this weekend. So, bye.